dark history of medical experiments on black bodies. For centuries, medicine claimed to heal. But for many black men, women, and children, it did the opposite. Behind the white coats and sterile rooms, there's a history that medicine doesn't like to talk about. A history where black bodies were treated as tools, not people. This is the dark legacy of how black bodies were used in the name of science. The roots of this cruelty run deep. During the era of American slavery, white physicians and scientists promoted the myth that black people felt less pain, had thicker skin, or were biologically inferior. These racist lies weren't just pseudoscience. They became justifications for abuse. They allowed doctors to experiment on enslaved people without anesthesia, without consent, and without accountability. One of the most infamous was J. Marion Sims, often called the father of modern gynecology. In the 1840s, Sims performed dozens of painful experimental surgeries on enslaved black women, like Anarcha, Lucy, and Betsy, without anesthesia. Their names are rarely remembered, but their suffering built the foundation of a field that still saves lives today. Even after slavery ended, exploitation continued, just under new names. In the early 20th century, black patients in segregated hospitals were often used for risky procedures, experimental drugs, and radiation tests, without informed consent. The most infamous case is the Tuskegee syphilis study. From 1932 to 1972, the U.S. Public Health Service tracked 600 black men in Alabama, 399 of whom had syphilis. Doctors withheld treatment, even after penicillin became the known cure, just to watch the disease slowly destroy their bodies. The men were lied to. Many died, and their families were left to suffer. Then there's Henrietta Lacks. In 1951, while receiving treatment for cervical cancer at Johns Hopkins Hospital, doctors took her cells without her consent. Those cells, called the HeLa cells, became the first Immortal human cell line. They've been used to develop vaccines, study cancer, and even help map the human genome, generating billions in profit. Henrietta's family, meanwhile, lived in poverty for decades, unaware that part of her was living on in labs across the world. The exploitation of black bodies in medicine didn't just harm those who suffered directly. It created generational mistrust. Even today, studies show that black patients are less likely to be believed about their pain, less likely to be offered certain treatments, and more likely to face poor health outcomes. That's not an accident. It's the lingering shadow of centuries of abuse disguised as science. Medicine likes to say it's always advancing, but progress built on stolen bodies and silent suffering carries a cost. The women Sims experimented on, the men in Tuskegee, Henrietta Lacks, they didn't consent. They didn't volunteer. And yet, their bodies changed the world. We owe them more than silence. We owe them truth. Until next time, friends, like and follow to uncover the past. They want you to forget.